Before proceeding with our principle of resolution using clausal form, I will just want to add two more distribution laws which I just missed out. I apologize for that. Actually, they are very trivial. It's like so these are the two things that if there are infinite chain of ands or ors, you can just mix them up. But before going to resolution, the principle of resolution, I would want to show you some examples of how to apply these things and convert a propositional logic sentence into clauses, so that you get a feel of how actually, whether this thing is actually working or are they just steps. Just let us have a look. Let's start with simple examples first. The propositional logic sentence given to me is this, and I have to convert this into clausal form. So what do I have to do? I have to take the negation sign in. If I take the negation sign in, this becomes right. And does it strike any form, any known form? Not P is a valid clausal sentence, not Q is a valid clausal sentence, not R is a valid clausal sentence, and the ultimate thing that you are seeing, it's a conjunction of those. So this one, I can just write not P, not Q, not R. So we have converted our first propositional logic sentence into clause. Let's take up the second one. Firstly, see that there how do we interpret this sentence? According to we have seen that there are some rules of operator precedence, and according to that, this R is having one or here and one implication, so this has a higher precedence, so it should work like this. This Q has one conjunction here and an implication on the right side. The conjunction has a higher operator precedence, so Q should associate to that. So it is interpreted like this. First, let us get this thing clear. Now that our formula is like this, the first step is implications out. How do we do implications out? This is equivalent to not of this entire left thing, because P implies Q meant not of the left thing or the right thing. Not of the left thing or the right thing. Now we have to take the negation in. Not P and or not Q, De Morgan's law, or R or S. See, all are disjunction operators. It's like this. Like this, an infinite disjunction operator. So I can just open the parenthesis. It becomes right. And does it conform to any standard form here? See the operators out, A or B or C or dot Z. We can just take them into one set. It becomes one single clause. Next, come to the next example. Again, implications. Now there is one distribution step here. I am distributing this not P. I am distributing this AND over R and S. Why and how? Let's just think logically. When does this entire sentence become true? If either one of R and S are true, this sentence will become true, right? If either one of R and S is true, R or S will become true. If R or S is true, then this is an OR, so this thing also becomes true. But if R and S are both false, then not P and not Q have to be true at the same time, right? So I can write this equivalently as not P or R or S, then I have distributed this AND not Q or R or S are the equivalent. Just see for yourself. If either one of R and S is true, then this part also becomes true, this part also becomes true, true and true, this thing becomes true, as was in our first case, just behind step. If R and S are both false, then both not P and not Q have to be true to make this part true and this part not P true, and not P and not Q have to be true to make this entire thing true. So these two steps are equivalent. So we are right in distributing the AND. Okay. So what is this not P or R or S? This conforms to a standard form. This also conforms to a standard form. This is a valid clausal sentence. This is a valid clausal sentence, right? And this is the entire formula is a conjunction of valid clausal sentence. The entire formula is a conjunction of two valid clausal sentences. So what will this clausal sentence become? I have to make set out of this and set out of this also. So I can write like this will become like this is again conforming to this form, So not P, R, S. This is conforming, this part is conforming to the clause not Q, R, or S, and since their conjunction there will be two such sets. Right. Let's come to the next example. Implications by removing the biconditional. Right. Now absorbing the negation, this part becomes easy. What about the other part? Now I cannot just open the parenthesis here, I have to do a distribution. What is the distribution? See, I have not R or P and Q, so it's A or B and C. So A or B and A or C. So not R or P and not R, Q. Just see this one. We have applied this formula only here. We will for the time being keep this thing as it is. And is this a valid clausal sentence? Yes. Is this a valid clausal sentence? Yes. Is this a valid clausal sentence? Yes. So is this entire thing a conjunction of valid clausal sentences? This thing and this thing, it is an infinite, it is a series of ands, so I can open them up like not all the brackets, but these brackets we can open them up like this. This is a valid clausal sentence, this is a valid clausal sentence, this is a valid clausal sentence, and the entire formula is a conjunction of valid clausal sentences. So like this, each of them are valid clausal sentences. And now I have to convert each clausal sentence into clause. What is the set out of this clausal sentence? Not P, not Q, R, not R, P, not R, Q. So this is how we convert a given propositional logic sentence into clauses. And do not just think that these are some dry logic calculus that we are doing. No, it may seem dry, but actually these are maybe some P's. P is a propositional variable which actually is a state of the world which has come from a percept. Q is some knowledge within the knowledge base and this is some rule given within the knowledge base, and we are converting them into clauses. So actually we are using symbols to do the logical calculus, but they are actually used to do inference. How we will see how now we will do the reasoning with the help of this clausal form through resolution. That will be the subject of our next video lecture. Thank you.